Hey guys, and welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are watching Season 2, Episode 2 of Battlestar Galactica. It's so crazy to me that we are on Season 2. Like, I can't believe we've already seen like the little movies, miniseries. We've already seen all of Season 1, and now we're on Season 2. I feel like this journey is just flying by. But I know there's more episodes in Season 2 than there were in Season 1, so that's exciting. Also, where we left off at the end of Episode 1 is exciting and stressful at the same time, because everybody is sort of in a bad situation, right? Like, the entirety of the Galactica is in a bad situation because Cylons are unknowingly on board. They got in through the big raider rigmarole, and I don't think that's the right word. Anyway, Hilo and Starbuck are trapped on Caprica because Sharon decided to leave in that raider, at least temporarily. I don't know that she's going to be gone. She might be doing something to prove her loyalty or something along those lines. I don't think that after everything that she would just leave, especially with Hilo standing up for her. Speaking of trapped on planets, Gaius and the chief, and I think her name is Caitlin, and Sam Witwer's character, and a few other people that I don't think we know their names, are trapped on Cobol. That one guy whose name I never learned is already dead. Gaius is going through some weird stuff with Six, which he's always kind of going through weird stuff with Six. So we'll see where it goes this time. Adama, not in a great situation, but I think he's going to pull through. Ty, also not in a great situation, but making the most of it, best of it. Yeah, I am rambling way too much. You guys already know, we just watched it. It just happened. Let's just see this one and find out where we go from here. They rebelled. They did it, all of it for you. No, but if you get that reference, let me know.
Wow, I haven't seen you in person since
2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I've really been thinking about you.
It's nice. I gotta go.
This is awkward. Ooh.
Hey, D. D, hey.
Is she upset at him?
Listen. I know that I haven't really made an effort, or it must seem like I really haven't made an effort.
Okay.
To make this, whatever this is, a priority.
But you were too busy helping the president spark a mutiny on my ship. But you wanted to wait until you were desperate and needed a shoulder to cry on before making your move.
Oh, wow.
It's a little uncalled for.
She roasted him?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can understand how it might seem to her, though. You know? Like, if you're not making it a priority, then why should she think that she is a priority? I like that they're giving them more of a storyline also. Like, they're being more centered in the storyline, rather.
We have DMA interrupt.
Is it the Cylons? Is it the Cylons?
Let's get emergency power back up.
It might be the Cylons. If you see red glow and shit, like, run would be my advice.
The hell was that?
It's Cylons. Sorry for the, I can't do anything.
Cylons reporting the starboard flight
Yes,
pod.
yes, they're there.
We've been boarded.
Yep. You, in fact, have been boarded.
Okay, Nuggets. Keep moving.
Do they not know? Oh no, somebody's about to die.
I turned on that bridge and on the boarding.
Oh, somebody's about to die. Lee's in the back, so I think he's okay.
Sharon, turn back to get his wing. Dead.
Yep. I really saw that coming. just keep running. What are you doing? A gun is... What? Is it Lee? Lee, what are you doing? You could have made it up the ladder. Stairs thing.
Still breathing. I guess that's all right.
I mean, it's better than the alternative.
Our standard ammo doesn't even make a dent. Explosive rounds are the only way to take them down.
Yeah.
How many rounds you got?
That was our last one.
Seriously? Do you know how to make them?
Are those gunshots?
Yes.
Yeah. We can't stay in here.
Open the door.
You know I can't do that, Madam President.
Corporal Venner, I have no intention of being locked in this cell and shot like a rat in a cage. Open the door!
I mean, that would be terrifying. Like, you have no way to defend yourself, nowhere to go. Yeah. That's good.
Thank you.
I don't think it's the silence. I mean, I hope not. Well, the music is...
Hey!
It's okay, it's okay.
Don't shoot! Captain Adama! I have a fire team with me!
Okay, yeah. It's Lee.
How can we help?
Stay alive. Leave the silence to us. Okay, sick bay is the safest spot. It's farthest away from any potential targets, and it's designed to function as a disaster shelter in case the ship were lost.
Interesting that they're gonna send her to where Adama
You
is.
ever handled a weapon before? I held a gun from my uncle when I was like 10. Principle's the same. The real ones just make a bigger noise.
There's also a safety and everything.
Remember, just head away from the sound of gunfire.
Okay.
What about you?
He's gonna head
We're
towards
heading
it.
towards the gunfire.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of his job. Are you guys, like, would you head towards or away from? Because I solidly would be away from.
Cylon, Sharon, said they had troops picking up the bodies, transporting them to mass incinerators.
Oh, damn.
Girlfriend's from a lovely family.
I'm not. All right? Okay, I was fooled by her. She fooled me. When we say I'm a fracking idiot, okay. I'm a fracking idiot.
That make you feel better?
He's,
I don't care anymore.
yeah.
I've been here for months by myself, on the run, one step ahead of the Cylons.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
With the Cylons, I guess, actually.
All right, but they're not all the same. Like,
I fell in love with a machine.
that's okay.
It's stupid, so just call me an idiot and let's be done with it.
You're an idiot, all right? You're an idiot.
I
But the
don't think so.
Cylons have a way of making all of us look like idiots.
Because she cared about the one that she shepherded his soul to the great beyond, right? Right?
It looks like they're split into two forces. One moving forward.
One moving aft.
Is it?
I've seen this before.
Okay.
These are their objectives.
I was like, is it like a
Secondary damage control and auxiliary fire controls.
typical military?
Successful, they will override our decompression safeties and vent us all into space. Once we're all dead, they'll turn the ship's guns on the fleet and wipe it out once and for all.
Okay, let's not let that happen. Can we not? Ty, I'm gonna need you to be like tip-top shape, okay, bud?
Dr. Boltar.
Is Six making him see this? Because this is not happening. Is it like a test?
How in God's name did you find us?
What do you have there?
It's a child, obviously.
What?
A child.
Where?
Can I hold it?
They're purposely not showing us this child. This is a test. Right?
Is this the shape of things to come?
That's my understanding.
Can I see?
Only one thing for it, then.
Is he gonna kill it? And that's like the test.
Mona, where are you going? Come back!
This could go one of two ways. He could baptize it, Or like try to drown it. Okay, we're going the darker way. We're going the darker way. Yeah, I knew she was making him see that. She's trying to turn him against them, right?
Adama, I saw him drown the baby. Why would anyone want to drown a baby?
Gaius, the answer is all around us.
What happened here?
Human sacrifice. Not the fairy tales your scriptures would have you believe.
Well, Turbo was supposed to be paradise or something. Gods live with the humans in harmony, or...
For a time, perhaps. Then your true nature asserted itself. Your brutality, your depravity, your barbarism.
Interesting.
So the scriptures are all a lie. It's all just a lie, just a cover-up for all this savagery.
All of this has happened before, guys.
This will all happen again.
Mankind's true nature will always assert itself.
It's a very dark look at humanity.
So we'll try and kill our baby.
Only if you let him, Gaius.
I'm not saying that Adama would not do that to a half human, half Cylon, but it's also a baby, so I don't know that he would hurt a baby. But I also don't know that he would see it as a baby, so it's complicated. Is this her house? She's an artist?
These yours? You paint these, Kara?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I would not have thought that of her. This adds a whole new dimension to her character. I love that. It explains a bit about her IMO as well. She wanted to hear music again. That's so sweet. That's interesting. She wants something new. That's a tidbit of character information as well.
She stopped breathing a while ago.
Is that Dee?
It's Dee. Hey, are you alright?
Yeah, I was going to the head. Hey.
Oh my God, you're bleeding.
Yeah. She's probably in shock.
Dee, look at me. Dee, look at me. Dee.
She's in
Try
shock.
using her rake.
Petty Officer Duala, look at me.
Hey. I'm glad to see you. I've been here in the dark a long time.
It's probably a concussion.
Yeah. Or shock.
You want to go away from the silence, now clear your head.
Yeah.
There is nothing between the last two Cylons and the decompression safeties. Only prayers, now's the time.
I'm sure someone does.
Talk to me, you motherfucker!
Are they gonna
Motherfrecker.
bond through trauma?
We gotta go, Callie.
Callie. Not Caitlin. I called her Caitlin before.
Where the hell have you been?
Oh, it's Gaius. Okay.
Where have you been? Answer me.
got lost
Answer
in
me. Doc, you never run off like that, all right? You are under my command. This is a military operation. Do you understand me? What I want to hear from you is just, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did Six lead him away so she could, you know, have the moment?
Flash! Flash! Thunder. Go. Where's Tarn?
He did not make it.
How's he doing?
Probably.
He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? We got the med kit. Give him a shot. Give him another shot.
It's too late.
What do you mean it's too late?
So all that was for nothing?
I can't change that he's gonna die, Chief. It's gonna be slow and painful, and we can spare him that. We can spare him that if we give him the morpha from my kit and the one that you brought back.
LT, come on. He's your man, Chief.
That's sad. Can we talk to him like he's still ready?
Bye.
Okay, thank you. I was like, can we not?
Chief, how you doing? What's going on, Chief?
You didn't hear?
You know, listen to the birds. I got a little something for the pain.
So they're gonna like OD him, kind of, right?
Good news, buddy. We got a rescue party here. Raptor just landed. We're gonna put you on and take you back to Galactica. Okay? Going home. Yeah. Going home.
I don't know if it's better or worse to lie like that at that moment. I really don't.
Take your men and proceed without delay to aft damage control.
Is that yours?
Yeah, I guess it is now.
Okay. If you're gonna keep it in your trousers like that, you might want to turn the safety on.
He doesn't know about. Okay.
All right, Corporal Benner, this is your ship. I'm just a tourist. Find us another way to sickbay.
Okay, we have to head toward aft damage control.
Aft damage control.
Aft damage control.
That's what they're after. Let's not waste any more time. You get to aft damage control and get there right fracking now, mister. Get there before the Cylons or we lose the ship.
Okay, so Rosalind and them are headed to the wrong place, the very wrong place. Oh God. Oh God.
Everybody get down, stay down. Hold your fire till I give the signal. Remember, you only have one round, so it's gotta be a headshot to make a kill. Take cover, take cover. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, kill your flashlights as well.
Steady up there, Jen.
Why'd they stop? The footsteps or whatever stopped. Why is this going so slow?
Headshot. Headshot. Reload.
He's talking to himself. Oh God, it's running. Oh God, it is running. Why are they running?
Everybody down.
I'm gonna shoot that and take the safety off.
Oh, Billy, why would you do that? Are you... Okay, we missed the head. Why is everyone firing when there's only two? Okay. We're not great with aim. Is Billy okay?
You alright?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fine.
We did it! We got them all!
I think...
They don't look so big now, do they?
They look big enough.
Yeah. I was gonna say, some people died, didn't they? So, I don't know that I would be, like, super celebrating.
Have you been shot?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm fine. Oh.
Okay.
Tired of walking?
You got a motorcycle? Oh, maybe a car. Car truck thing.
How you feel?
Oh.
I thought you said...
Forget what I said. Listen to what I'm saying. You listening?
Mm-hmm.
She gonna kiss him. I don't know if this is the best, like, you should talk about, like, the issues that you have, like, the fact that you want to seem like more of a priority to him, but it's cute though, like.
Colonel, I assume there's still a cell out there waiting for me.
That's right. I can't believe you sided with that woman against the old man. I wouldn't do that if you put a gun to my head. And you did. As far as I'm concerned, you're not fit to wear a uniform.
All right, Ty, you're bothering me again.
You're right about that part. I am not fit to wear the uniform. And maybe I never was. Then again, neither are you.
Oh, he's coming.
this isn't my ship, and it sure as hell isn't yours. It's his. And when he wakes up, he'll decide what to do with the both of us.
You know what? I don't even think that that's really an insult, though. Like, just because you're not, like, made for something, it doesn't mean that you're not capable of doing it and doing it well, right? So, the interesting thing, though, is that Ty still doesn't see, like, how Rosalind could be, like, a good person to have in charge. Like, obviously, I don't think that she made the best choice in that one instance. But she also, in this instance, when like pressure was high, was able to keep a completely level head and get done what needed to do to save her and the people around her, which is something that you need in a leader when like shit hits the fan, for them to like remain calm, right? I would not be a good leader. I don't think I would remain calm, but although I don't know. Sometimes I do well in stressful situations. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling, and the episode is over now. So this was a really interesting episode with lots of really good character moments that I am excited to talk about and delve into, right? So first off, I'll just start at the beginning of the episode. Gaius is going through it, all right? Like, poor guy has been going through it since like the mini-series, honestly. But I really think that he is being severely manipulated by Six. Like, if you think about it, he can't even trust his own mind, right? Like, he can't retreat into himself. Usually, if, you know, we're a person and we're going through shit, we at least can sort of delve inward and trust our minds. And, well, sometimes your mind lies too, even as a regular person. But we can have a much more, what's the word? Like, secure grasp on the fact that what's going on in our mind is just us, right? Like, I say like too much. Sometimes finding words is hard. What am I trying to say? We can trust that the things that our mind tells us is coming from us, and we can choose to either understand that it's coming from a rational, logical, or emotional place and choose to trust that information, or we can recognize that it's coming from like an insecure, fearful, whatever place, and choose to either trust that that fear is valid and we should listen to it, like intuition, gut feeling sort of situations, or we can say like, that's just my mind being a asshole to me, and I don't need to listen to that. Gaius can't trust his own mind. He can't even trust what he sees, because Six has the capability of projecting things into his mind that aren't actually there and making them, from what we've seen, I'm pretty sure, look, feel, taste, all of those things real, right? So Gaius is really, I feel for him in this moment, and while it's fun to see him and Six interact, and it has been fun in the past, and I do think that he has grown as a character because of the tests or situations that Six has put him in and taken him through, I also, in this instance, really see the way that she is manipulating him for her own gain, and I feel kind of bad for him, right? Now, maybe I'm reading the situation wrong, but she projected that scene, I think, into his head. Like, it could have been a dream, but she was right there, and I feel like she projected that into his head to sort of sow the seeds of doubt in him for revealing their child, revealing any of her plans. Like, she's sowing distrust between him and Adama with this dream. She's sowing distrust in him and humanity with this dream. And it's all gonna go back to him ultimately choosing her and their baby over Adama and humanity, right? At least that's the way that I see what she's trying to do going. It's interesting because I think that this show has sort of taken a sort of middle ground approach to humanity so far in general, right? Like, humanity has the capability for great things, goodness, kindness. Like, there's still like this aspirational, hopeful, optimistic view of of humanity a lot in the show. There's also this idea of humanity as very dark and violent and just overall not good, right? But this episode really sort of leaned into like the dark view of humanity. 6, speaking for Cylons and speaking for some of the view of humanity that we're seeing on the show. Sorry, am I describing this well at all? She was saying, you know, humanity is violent. What did she say? Did I write it down? The true nature of mankind is like violent and aggressive and dark, and they want to kill what they don't understand, and like that sort of idea of the true nature of humanity. And I just think it's really fascinating because a lot of science fiction, you know, if you think about Star Trek, like the original series, sort of posits a kinder nature humanity, right? Like, there's this idea that in the future, if we could get past the sort of petty shit that keeps us apart and against each other, then humanity can become sort of enlightened and will be more not just tolerant, but like accepting and celebrating the things that make us different. Essentially, that humanity is inherently good is like the idea in Star Trek sort of science fiction, right? And I think this definitely is more like the Expanse science fiction, where it's like humanity has the capability of being good, but also the capability of being like absolute fucking shit, you know? Like, I don't think that the Expanse or Battlestar really takes the stance that humanity is inherently good or bad. I think it's that it's individual people and the positions of power that individual people get that will sort of perpetuate the negative aspects of humanity. Essentially, long story short, long ramble shortened, I don't know that I like the idea that humanity is inherently bad. Like, I kind of adhere to the philosophy that, like, I think most people are good at their core, and humanity is therefore inherently mostly good, you know? But I like the idea that, or I guess the realistic sort of nature of humanity being good and bad. Like, it's a mix, and it's not black and white. There's so much gray area, and I like that. To go back to what I was talking about a second ago about humanity and the human nature being dark, I think that it's interesting that that's the view that the Cylons take, which honestly, you can see from their perspective that they would think that humanity was inherently bad. They created these a new life form, and then made that new life form subservient to them, assumedly probably treated them pretty shittily. And then when that life form gained the level of sentience to fight back, sort of just never really recognized them as a life form, right? Like, they're still referring to them as toasters, machines. There's a whole, like, complicated issue of, like, what is a soul? What makes someone alive? That, you know, I can't get into. I mean, I could get into it, but it's just very complicated, and I don't know that I have the answers to that because I'm just a random person in the world. But yeah, I can see how the Cylons would view the humans through a darker lens than maybe humans would view themselves. And vice versa, I can see how humans would view Cylons through a darker lens than maybe the Cylons would view themselves as well. Also, something that I thought was super interesting in this episode that I was not expecting at all was Starbuck being an artist. Like, did not see that in her character. Like, yeah, I just didn't see it for her. And I love that it's forcing me to think about her character in another way. It's giving her a different dimension that I didn't see for her before. She's religious as well, which is interesting. She's an artist as well, which is very interesting. It looked like there might have been like a bong-like thing in her kitchen as well, which is another interesting facet of her possibly in the past. I also want to scrub through and look at her art for a second because that is definitely worth paying attention to. Okay. Methodically smoking my cigarette with every breath I breathe. But the day with every delicious sip, I drink away the might, something my hair to beat to the beat of his heart, watching a boy turn into a man. Oh, interesting. She's not the best poet. I drink away, stroking my hair to the beat of his heart. That's interesting. So that's relating to, was his name Zach, her fiance who died. Or drinking away the night is probably what it says, right? But then there's like a flame, blue, orange, yellow, blue flame, orange flame, yellow flame. Fire, that's interesting. There's also this painting, which is also orange and yellow, that has a plane on it. And we know that Zach was a pilot and he passed away. There's lots of planes, lots of fire. So she's reliving his death over and over again. There's also like a green human, which could symbolize military in the painting on the front. It says, yeah, I think that she's just reliving his death like over and over again, which art is a form of therapy, so that could be a useful tool for her to find a way past it, or it could be a, horrific reminder of that moment. Okay, I can't really see the other paintings, but yeah, I find that really interesting. Also, I think it's interesting that she was talking about how everybody else was fighting to create a semblance of a life like the one that they had lost, whereas she's just fighting for the sake of fighting because she doesn't really know how to do anything else. And I mean, honestly, it makes a lot of sense because her past life, the life she had on Caprica, is marred in grief and devastation of the loss that she endured. So it makes sense that she would kind of just be in survival mode, trying to survive for the sake of surviving rather than creating a new life. Because for her, a new life that would be like worth living, that she would try to create, would probably be painful because it would remind her of the life that she lost. It would probably be painful because she would feel a little bit like she's betraying him for moving on and being happy, right? And I think too that she would have to say goodbye to Zach fully, at least in a way, to be able to like create a new life. And I think that that's a very terrifying prospect for her. Now, I could be reading way too far into this. We still also don't know too much about her life with her family. So that's another piece of the puzzle that we have to like, you know, get before we can, you know, fully put together the puzzle of Kara, aka Starbuck. But yeah, I find her a very fascinating character, and we just keep unpeeling these layers to her, and I'm very interested in them. I found all of the scenes on Cobol quite sad, and yeah, like, I don't know if I think it's better to give someone peace in the moment that they're dying by letting them think that they're gonna be okay. Sorry, it makes me upset still. Or if I think it's better to just tell the truth. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's better to let somebody have the kindness of a lie in that situation, or a different kind of kindness in the truth? You know, I don't know. I really don't. I already briefly mentioned this, but I'll just reiterate it. I think that one of the biggest selling points for Rosalind is that she can remain so cool under pressure. I think that when stuff gets crazy and like the whole, like in the heat of battle, in the heat of those moments, you need someone who is going to be able to keep a level head like she does, but also read people as well as she does. She knew what Dee needed to continue on. She knew what, I can't remember what that guy's name is, but she knew exactly what to say to him to get him to like do what needed to be done as well. So I think that that combination is really important when you're in so many chaotic situations almost every single day, and you're literally trying to rebuild a society from the ground up. Also, and I think this is the last thing that I want to talk about in this episode, I'm not going to harp on it too much because I already talked about it at like the very end of the episode, but I really found the moment between Lee and Ty in this episode at the end, very interesting, because one, I find it interesting that Ty can see like no positive to Rosalind, even when she's proven herself yet again in this episode to be an advantageous person to have on your side. Two, I think that Ty can't understand a perspective other than his own very well, because he was saying like, it just makes no sense to me that you would pick her over your father. But if you understood things from Lee's perspective, then you might, you know, be able to see how that could happen. But again, Ty is very wrapped up in his own perspective, in his own duty, in his own sort of the way he feels that he owes Adama, like his life and his career, right? So I can understand his perspective, but I just find it very interesting, that moment, and the way that they sort of had like this little tiff. And I think Lee came out on top because Ty tried to insult him and be like, you know, you should have, you know, you were never good enough to wear the uniform or something like that, right? And Lee's just kind of like, you know what? Maybe I wasn't. Neither were you. It was like a mic drop moment, and he should have just like walked away. But I also, like I said, I think that it's complicated. Like, I already talked about it before. So I'm going to stop rambling at you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube. That will be linked in the description down below. You can also see my entire full-length reaction over there as well. So, yeah. Also, you can see my full-length reaction to every single episode thus far of Battlestar Galactica, including the 2-part miniseries prior to the show. That is over on Patreon as well if you're interested. And yeah, I am gonna go, but I hope to see you guys next week for more Battlestar. Until then, bye guys!